Hey everybody, this might or might not be the last video I'll share with you today, but quickly I wanted to share um, sort of my standpoint on politics and all that. Now, let me just say first and foremost, I hate politics. Never considered myself to be even remotely interested in politics until the last year or so. And the reason for that is not because I just suddenly randomly took up an interest in it. It's because it's inescapable. You cannot get away from politics anywhere. It's in sports, it's in TV, it's in music. You just can't get away from it. And so I've sort of been pushed into a corner in in saying, okay, this is sort of where I'm going to draw my line as far as certain things goes. So I guess I consider myself a conservative leaning independent. I've always been registered as an independent for voting. I don't believe in pledging allegiance to any one particular political party. Um, Most of my values are conservative. Uh, that's just the reality of it. Some of you guys might not like to hear that, but that's just the way it is. Now, that doesn't mean that I agree with conservatives on everything. Um, you know, I'm I am pro, if you call it gay marriage, although I don't really believe the state has a place in saying who can or can't be married. I believe that is before you and your maker, if you believe that. Um, I'm very anti-war on drugs, so in some ways, I guess you'd call me progressive. I've always said I'm more libertarian, but independent. Okay, so, um, but the reason I am that way is because, or the reason I see myself that way is because, again, I don't believe in pledging allegiance to any one political party. I believe Republicans and Democrats have been wrong often. Um, and I know there is a there's a movement now among the political left that is becoming much more democratic socialist, and I ain't on board with that either. There's certain things they stand for that I agree with, but for the most part, I ain't about that. So I'm pretty politically homeless. I would say maybe if I had to identify as anything more libertarian, but again, I ain't about that on everything either. So um, I think honestly, if you believe one way with every single thing, um, like if you agree with Republicans on everything, or you agree with progressives or Democrats on everything, or if you agree with Democratic Socialists on everything they say, then I think you need to take a step back and reevaluate what is causing you to think that way. I think that's important for all of us to do because we've become more tribal maybe than ever. At least in my lifetime, my 30 years here on this earth, the country is more tribal than it's ever been, and it's vicious. And we need to be extremely careful about where we go next.